Hi everybody, this is Don Giannatti, lighting-essentials.com and project52prosystem.com. Today we're going to look at some assignment work from the Project 52 folks, and it's always fun to do this because in the class we have them submit behind the scenes shots. So not only are we able to see the images, we can see how they created them. This helps me critique what they're doing, helps me teach them how to do it a little bit better, raise some questions on how they could do it better, all different kinds of ways. But without that behind the scenes shot, it's really hard to know what worked and what didn't. We're going to start here with Barbara Sherman's dark field lighting shot of this glass. And it's very, very interesting. I love the highlight. Look at this highlight down the side of the glass. Both sides of the glass well lit up. We don't lose the stem down there. We've got little lines all the way around it. But look at this, this, I don't know what that is, cinnamon stick or something sticking in there. We've got a very bright highlight from off camera to the left. But we've got a nice little highlight coming right down the side of the stick here. It's very cool. It's a very subtle use of light, and it really, really works. Let's see how she did it. Okay, so we have dark field lighting. We've got a window coming from this side. We've got a light coming here, and here's our dark field. We've got a black card set up here. These little guys here are keeping some light off and controlling how the stem looks, keeping some of the extraneous light off of it that she didn't want there, but keeping it giving it something to reflect. That's how stems work. This is simply reflecting the little cards that you see there. Then she, instead of using the dark field lighting in the traditional way, which would be both lights behind the black field here, she's blocking this one a little bit and only letting a little bit of it coming over the top. This is kind of cool. Go back to the shot, and you can see it kind of softens this edge right there. It kind of does a nice little job with this stick or whatever that is there, a cinnamon stick or whatever, because it gives a lot of dimension to the image. It's subtle, but that's what makes photography great to me, is the subtleties, how photographers can use light to create something that you see, and you don't necessarily see what you see, you just sort of feel it. Nice shot by Barbara Sherman. Bob Wheaton is up next. The assignment was to shoot the same item against a black and a white background, and Bob did that absolutely perfectly. We're going to look at the white one here first, then we'll look at the black background. Bob is using, well, you'll see his lighting setup. It's really pretty clever and pretty advanced. But Bob has done a nice job keeping the dark edge here of the glass against the brighter background, and that's what you want to do. You want to have that glass be readable. So he's controlling this black, this dark area here, a little black line right along the edge of the glass. And on the ice cubes on the inside. These are acrylic cubes, by the way, and these are good acrylic cubes. These are not inexpensive acrylic cubes. They really look great. He chose a very low angle to kind of shoot up and get that roundness of the glass this way. Looks really, really cool. Let's look at the black background. In the black background, Bob did something a little bit different. He added brightness to the side. See, if we're going to have a shot against a dark background like this, we're going to have to give some edge to it because this is glass. If we didn't have that light there, it would just simply go off into black. And we need to see that. So very careful control of the lines, the seam lines coming down the edge of it. And again, catching that bubbly liquid in there, lighting it up very nicely, and giving the ice cubes real dimension by putting the brightness there around it. Now in this particular case, Bob did not use a white card behind the drink. He wanted the drama of the dark ice and the brighter ice, etc., to be part of the overall patina of the shot. How did he do it? check this set out. Bada boom. He's got black velveteen fabric back here. He's got a large reflector here, a gridded strobe coming through diffusion material on this side, and a pan head with a polarizer on the top. He's really working to get rid of the harsh reflections that he didn't want and just let it be working. Okay, he's got a 38/6" octa behind the diffusion panel for the rim light on the glass. That's back there. So it's a dark field lit shot with an additional highlight down the side and some nice bounce from here. Wow, let's go look at the shot again, right? Absolutely. Here's your white field. That's the scrim in the back coming around this dark velveteen here, and the glass just catching the edges of that dark field there. This is the scrim with the light behind it, and the big reflector on this side is just sort of opening this up, but you can see it more in the green plant. If this reflector wasn't here, bottom side of this green plant would just go black because there's nothing. I mean, it's sitting on a black surface. There's nothing for it to reflect. So two really good shots by Bob Wheaton. Chuck Burke did a little splash shot here. Nicely done, by the way. We see the splash coming up. We got all the bubbles. Notice the bubbles. The way you light up bubbles is you give something negative. You got to have a highlight and a negative side. So we've got some dark in this liquid. The darkness helps us see the liquid. Strawberry zooming down into the glass of whatever this is, water or wine or whatever. And notice Chuck took it all the way to the top so you get a maximum splash out of the top. Chuck's set is very much simpler than Bob Wheaton's set, but as you can see, the images are just as kind of cool. Let's go back up here real quick. This looks like a reflection, an absolute reflection. You can see here that it's not. He's actually standing a glass on top of another glass to get that look of reflection. He's got a scrim with a light behind it and a strip box coming down the side. The strip box coming down the side is right there. The darkness that you see on the side of the glass to keep it illuminated and away from the background so it doesn't blend into the background is just simply the empty studio here and that little dark area there. The glass is seeing back past this white area. The light is right behind it, so it drops off before it gets to the scrim here on the strip box. This is actually a dark area. This is actually a dark area, and that's what the glass is seeing. It's important to control your highlights. It's also important to control the negative parts that shiny surfaces can reflect. You want to know what they're reflecting, because just as the glass reflects the bright spots, it will reflect the dark areas as well. Good shot by Chuck Burke. Next up is Graham Kite. Graham is a photographer from Australia, trying something a little fun here. He's got the flash, the glass whipping around here. He's got something falling into it to get these splashes. I think there was a couple of shots to put these all together. Nice shot. Using a horizon line to give the subject a sort of a platform, give it a base to sit on. And I very much like where he's put his horizon. It's down low. You could go from about here down into the dish here if you wanted with your horizon, but you would never want to have it up here. Really, you want to get it down here. This is a tall glass. The only way we're going to show the tall glass is put the horizon lower. Otherwise, it just looks like a squatty glass. Your horizon line may be the most important, if not the very first thing you should think about when you're building your image. It'll cause tangents where things will bump up against it and be on the same plane. You got to fix that. But it will give you the grounded base of your image if you establish it first. How did Graham light it? Well, you can see that Graham's got a lot of stuff going on. The softbox was too big, so he blanked off some of it with black paper. He's got a white card to the back. There's a strobe from underneath lighting up the card. We've got a softbox above, and we've got a scrim to this side. So he's hitting it with a lot of light from a lot of different sides and really keeping it very, very bright and clean. And it's a well-made shot. Again, the setup shot. It's a very well-made shot, Graham Kite. Greg Reeves over in California. Greg wanted to get something kind of fun, so he filled up the wine glass with water and dropped in food coloring. And the food coloring starts to disperse, and he makes the photograph. It's a very simple set that Greg used, something that almost anyone can do, and that is he just simply sat the glass against a white background, which was the softbox, strip box that he had, and threw the light through it. The dark edges here are courtesy of the empty area around the glass. Now, Greg did a good job with this. I would say I think we should control these edges a little more than having them go out into space. But Greg also knew that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It looks good. It works pretty well. So going forward with that. Nicely done shot. Backlit, shows us all the color and shapes of those food color tendrils, and pretty cool. Joe Cosentino took the two glasses, put his camera down low, and created this kind of cool look here. The glasses are standing on other glasses, as you can see here. And we've got a nice Microsoft update there. Thank you, Microsoft, for interfering with my video. Guys can't get anything right. And we've got this beautiful shot here. The blackness of these stripes here is caused because of the orangeness of the drink. And when the black comes away from the orange, it turns to blue. Orange cancels out blue, so it turned it black. It's very, very cool. And we've got the nice lines down the side. These are glasses that don't have absolute perfect glass to them. You'll find that inexpensive glasses and very expensive glasses may not be perfect. Hand-blown glass is not going to be perfect. Dollar store drinks are not going to be perfect either, but they only cost $1. So this is how he's done it. He's got a scrim to the top with his strobe coming to it. He's got a white card here with a speed light bouncing into this, whatever that's called. Some of you speedlight guys might know what it's called, magmod, I think, or something like that. It's bouncing into here and lighting this card up, giving this drink something bright to see. The white behind it here is being lit by this scrim, so it's very bright back behind it. And there's no sense of horizon because he's got them standing up high. So, cool shot by Joe Cosentino. So let's look at them one last time. Joe Cosentino, Greg Reeves, Graham Kite, Chuck Burke, Bob Wheaton Dark, Bob Wheaton Light, and Barbara Sherman. Shooting glassware is a lot of fun, folks. Just remember, it reflects everything. And hey, if you like this content, let me know. Put a little message down below. I like it, whatever. Shut up, you talk too much, whatever you want to say. And subscribe. When I get subscribers, it knows that it makes me know that I should be doing more of this. Coming up in March 2019, this is February of 2019, coming up in March 2019, a free workshop on shooting food. Free, has no charge, no money involved. You can just go to Lighting Essentials and take the class. And if you're interested in Project 52 Pros, which is the most unique professional training for photographers on the web, it really is, check out the link below. We're starting enrollment on March 1st, and it's very limited. I'm only taking maybe 20 people into it. It's a year-long course. You get an assignment every single week. You get a live review every single week. We talk about business, bidding, lighting, composition, everything about photography, all of it. If you're interested, check out the link before, and if you got a question, send me a note. By the way, this is the first one of the glassware shoots. We've got a ton more from the class, and I'm going to do that in a second video. So already gone too long on this one. Everybody have a great one. I'll see you next time.